Welcome to Woo Woo Stories. This is a story about a husband and wife who began to question the nature of their reality after a series of strange events. They shared their story on Reddit using the username The Curved Writing Desk. The husband, an electrical engineer, was involved in a serious car accident while he was still dating his future wife. He hit black ice and slid into oncoming traffic. Both vehicles were totaled in the devastating collision. The impact was so severe that it baffled first responders, the towing company, and insurance adjusters. Everyone was shocked to find that both the husband and the other driver walked away from the wreckage completely unharmed. The husband only had a minor bruise on his knee. A few days after the accident, the husband visited his then-girlfriend at her apartment. While they were talking, he casually asked her about her new flat-screen television. His girlfriend was taken aback because she had owned the same small flat-screen TV since she was 13 years old. It had been in her apartment for their entire relationship. However, the husband insisted that she had previously owned an old tube TV. He was genuinely puzzled by her denial. The girlfriend, wanting to prove her point, retrieved a photograph that had been taken just 2 weeks before. The photo clearly showed the flat-screen TV in the background. The husband was stunned when he saw the picture. He turned pale and insisted that the photograph showed a tube TV. He remained completely convinced that his memory was accurate. The girlfriend, disturbed by his reaction, attributed it to the trauma of the recent accident. They decided to drop the subject, but the husband continued to eye the TV with suspicion whenever they were in the room. 7 years passed, and the couple eventually got married and decided to start a family. While they were on vacation in Italy, the wife suddenly experienced debilitating back pain, chills, and cramping. This was unusual because she just finished her period the week before. Her condition deteriorated rapidly, and she began experiencing vomiting, diarrhea, and heavy menstrual bleeding. Her husband, recognizing the severity of the situation, rushed her to the hospital. Within an hour, she was being prepped for emergency surgery. The doctor diagnosed her with a ruptured ectopic pregnancy, a life-threatening condition that causes severe internal bleeding. The doctor stressed that any delay in seeking medical attention would have been fatal. The wife underwent a grueling 6-hour surgery and spent a week recovering in the hospital before she was finally cleared to go home. The following month was a painful and challenging recovery process. 2 months later, a seemingly harmless conversation about fire safety triggered another unsettling discrepancy in the couple's shared reality. The wife casually mentioned the fire extinguisher they kept in the front closet. Her husband responded with confusion, vehemently denying that they had ever owned a fire extinguisher. He insisted that they had never even discussed the need for one, let alone its placement. The wife was bewildered. She vividly recalled purchasing the fire extinguisher from Home Depot 3 years prior. She also remembered a heated 2-week debate they had about its location, which ultimately ended with them agreeing to install it in the closet. She remembered this detail so clearly because she was annoyed at having to concede to her husband's safety concerns. The wife was determined to prove her memory correct. She went to the front closet, fully expecting to find the fire extinguisher and end the nonsensical argument. To her shock, there was no fire extinguisher. There were no holes in the wall from the installation. There was no sign that anything had ever been mounted there. The wall appeared pristine and untouched. The wife, nearing hysterics, accused her husband of playing a cruel prank. She demanded to know why he would remove the extinguisher and meticulously repair the wall. Her husband, however, remained steadfast in his denial. He insisted that the entire scenario was a figment of her imagination. At that moment, recognition dawned on his face, and he uttered a chilling statement. Now, you know how I feel about that TV. This realization marked a turning point for the couple. They had both experienced unexplainable discrepancies in their shared reality. Each possessed distinct memories that contradicted the other's lived experiences. The husband, recalling his earlier theory about the TV incident, proposed a startling explanation. Perhaps in an alternate timeline or dimension they had both died, and their consciousness had reset like a video game. The TV and the missing fire extinguisher were glitches. They were remnants of a reality they no longer occupied. This theory, while unsettling, offered a possible explanation for the otherwise inexplicable. The idea that our consciousness might reset in another timeline if we die in this one is a pretty wild concept. It's called quantum immortality, and some physicists actually think it's possible. The wife admitted that these events had shaken her to her core. She was left with a lingering sense of unease, particularly when retrieving items from the closet. The space where the fire extinguisher should have been felt inherently wrong. It was a constant reminder of the missing object and the unsettling possibility of alternate realities. So we have a disappearing TV and now a vanishing fire extinguisher. Is this starting to sound like glitches in a simulation to you? Some people believe our reality might be a highly advanced computer program. These inconsistencies could be signs of errors in the code. The story of the curved writing desk and her husband raises many questions about the stability of our perceived reality. While science might offer explanations like trauma-induced memory distortion, the unexplained discrepancies remain. Could these be mere glitches, or do they hint at something more profound? This experience, although unsettling for the couple, ultimately strengthened their bond. They found solace in sharing these strange events and facing the unknown together. It is a reminder that even in the face of the inexplicable, human connection can ground us. What would you do if you found yourself in this situation? Would you try to find an explanation or just accept the mystery? Perhaps a closer look at the world around us might reveal more glitches than we realize.